What's up, everybody? So there was a interesting little part of Real Time with Bill Maher last night that um, really came to my attention. Now, Bill Maher is somebody that I used to watch regularly, and him along with Jon Stewart were my first real introduction into following politics habitually. Now, I haven't been watching him too much recently, or in the last few years actually, because he really did this sharp right turn all of a sudden where he started on this moderate track. At one point, he was saying he was taking a hard look at Amy Klobuchar, and he really just became unwatchable to me, which is strange since he was, along with Jon Stewart, one of my first exposures into the world of politics and all. But lately, it seems like he's kind of returning more to the Bill Maher that I uh, would watch, from years ago, where he was one of these progressive figures in media, one of the few of them actually. And before we had the indie left on YouTube, we had guys like Jon Stewart and Bill Maher, and it's I'm cautiously optimistic about the things that he's been saying. I mean, we saw him kind of defend Bernie last week, and then this time, he's coming out and really saying some stuff again, and his analysis is pretty truthful. So I'm just gonna play this for you all, and I'll let you know what I think.
I don't trust the returns with Russia and hacking and all that. I have to say, it affects how I might vote. I've been going back and forth about this. I mean, we all do to a degree. Do we want the progressive? I like Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, but I feel mostly, or have said, that, somebody like Pete or Amy Klobuchar could win more easily. But I tell you why Bernie Sanders is attractive to me now, because he's the only Democrat who, like Trump, has an army, who, when it gets to this other level, he's got a bunch of badass motherfuckers who will get in the streets.
Well, you can kind of see there what I was talking about with that whole Klobuchar thing, but then where he goes on to talk about how Bernie Sanders is the only candidate out there that has an army. And I mean, to a large degree, that is true, and it is important. It is that you have that kind of enthusiasm to combat the base that Trump has, because for everything else you want to say about Trump's base, they are enthusiastic about supporting him. And for all the shit that Bernie supporters get online for however we conduct ourselves, and for being divisive, we've been called all sorts of things in the media. The thing about it is, if anyone ever has been online, that there's dickishness in every single camp. It's not special to Bernie, but what is special to Bernie is that level of enthusiasm that he just has. And you can see that, you can quantify that in his grassroots support when it comes to individual donations or what have you. It's just a thing that, yes, Bernie does have that kind of support that you need to combat Trump. Whether it is the indie media personalities out there, whether it is just people ready to go and get in the streets to protest or knock on doors, whatever it is to get that support and grow that support out there. That enthusiasm is something that is unique, and it is important, and it does make a difference when you're trying to beat somebody like Trump that has that kind of enthusiasm in his own camp. And, well, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic about Bill Maher. But hey, if he's going to be changing his tune, then I'm all for that. Whatever kind of positive coverage we can get out there in more mainstream outlets, it's not a bad thing.